Hello guys and welcome back to the brand new session of React Native Tutorials 2020 by UA Studios. My name is Usad Akhtar and I'll be your instructor for this tutorial. Today I will show you how to implement Google Maps into React Native project. We will not do with the Expo, but we will do with the React Native CLI. It's a little bit more complex and difficult in React Native CLI as compared to the Expo because there are no any proper documentation for the React Native maps. There are lots of changes and the updates going on with the React Native. That's why there are any proper documentation. So you don't have to worry about this. I have spent some time to figure it out how we will do. So I will show in this tutorial and how we can implement React Native Google Maps into iOS project and the Android project, right? So what I did, I have created a new React Native project, right, with the React Native CLI. The newly created project into your IDE, which is Visual Studio Code, right? Now what I did, I have run the project into the iOS and the Android, right? It is the basic project when you create a new project, right? So let's begin. But before begin, I want you guys to subscribe to UA Studios so that you won't miss any new or upcoming interesting tutorials from us, right? So do it. What we will do, we will install the React Native maps from React Native community. This is the GitHub link for the React Native maps, right? It has lots of components. You can look into it, right? So then this is the installation process, installation document for this React Native maps, but still it's not properly updated. There are lots of things missing in this document, right? So let's install the React Native maps here, right? So what we need, we will go to the terminal, right? Here type npm install save React Native maps. It will take a few minutes, so let's wait. I will get back to you when it gets installed. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to open the React Native Android version into the Android Studio. So click the now open the Android Studio and navigate into the project directory. So import the project. Here we have, that's my project directory. Now go to the Android, open, right? Okay, it will take few minutes, so we have to wait. Now let's wait for a few minutes. When you open the Android version into the Android Studio, you will get this Gradle error support library version. So what we need to do, go to the Gradle scripts here into build.gradle. Into the build script extension, we have to add support library version into 28.0.0, right? So click now, try again. It will take few minutes, so okay. I did some mistake. What I did, what we need to do, we need to add this support library version into this Android directory, not in the Gradle script. In the Android directory, we will have this Gradle script. So we will have this build.gradle. Then go to the build.gradle file. There, add the supported library version inside this extension block, and remove this support library version from where we were adding it. So I forgot to record the video. So what I did here, I have added this support library version inside this Android version, right? Then we will get this Gradle script and the Android directory. Okay, now go to Gradle. Here we have settings.gradle, right? Then inside this apply from line, paste this code, which is include React Native maps project, React Native maps into project directory. Don't worry, I will share all these code snippets into the video description, or maybe I will add a new file. Now go to build.gradle for the module app. Here inside this dependency, we will add this project implement React Native apps, right? Now below this implementation project React Native maps, paste this code, right? We need to get the Google API, Google Maps API. Before that, we need to add the billing method and the payment method. Then we will create a new project in the Google console. There we need to enable the Google Maps SDK for the Android and the Google Maps SDK for the iOS, right? You make sure you enable both these SDK, and then you will get a new API. We will use that API here in this Android Studio project. I'm not showing how you we will get the API because it's a simple methods in and it's well documented in the Google website, Google Maps SDK website. So go there and create a new and get the API for that, right? So when you will get the API, you need to go to uh, the Android manifest.xml. Here we have here we have build inside this application tag, add this API key that you have get from the Google Maps. Now you will add your API key here, right? That's an extra tag for application, right? Press sync now. Then go to the Java folder. Here we have com.facebook, not on this one, com.maps tutorial. Here go to main application. Then replace this get packages function, override function with this function. Simply what I did, I simply added this new array into main React page and maps package, right? It will automatically import uh, these required libraries packages. That's all for the settings of Android setup for the Google Maps. Now we need to implement in the React Native project. So go to the project directory into the your Visual Studio Code. Here go to app.js file and remove all these code which is by default present in your app.js file, right? Here import map view, comma, provider Google from React Native Maps. Then we have export default extends the component. Then we have this render, then return. Here first add the view, then we will have map view, right? Inside this map view, type provider equals provider Google. If you do not provide this provider Google in iOS, it will get default Apple map. If you provide this provider Google into the provider, you will get Google Maps for the iOS, right? So you need to provide uh, this thing Google if you want Google Maps in iOS, right? Then we have style equals styles dot map. I will I will add the styles below later. So just type. Then we have initial region equals latitude. Let's give it a point 37.788. It's just a dummy latitude. Then we have this longitude. It's 122.4324 comma. Then we have latitude delta 0.00922 with longitude delta 0.0421, right? Now let's create a style. Okay, constant styles equals sheet dot create. Okay, we need to add below this. Here we have this container flex 1, background color red, map flex 1, right? We need to add style for the container of the view. So style equals styles dot container. Now save this file. Now I suggest if you're already running your project, uh, cancel all this terminal, then cancel all the servers for the React Native, then go to the terminal, then run npx React Native run Android again to start the project. It will uh, actually refreshes all your, you know, the libraries you have added, and it will otherwise it will show some errors. As you can see, here we have added Google Maps into Android project successfully. If you have this Google Maps with gray background color or and with only this Google logo, make sure you have enabled the Google Maps SDK for Android. Make sure, right? Next, we will implement this Google Maps into our iOS project. So let's begin that. Let's start setting up the Google Maps for iOS. So go to the project directory for React Native. Then we have this iOS folder. Double click on it. Then open maps tutorial. I have created with the name of maps tutorial workspace. Okay, you don't open the Xcode project, open the Xcode workspace. Okay, right. Then go to the pods. Here open the pod file, and okay, inside this add pod Google Maps and pod maps iOS utils, right? So then open terminal. Here we have iOS, so open the iOS cd, open the directory for the iOS, so cd iOS. Now type pod install. It will take few minutes, then it will install all the pods. Okay, close the project, then open the workspace again. Now build the Xcode project. Here have, as you have created the Android key API key, similarly create the API key for the iOS. So I hope you have created the iOS key. Build successfully. Then go to app delegate file. Here open the maps tutorial. Here we have app delegate.m file. Here above this add implementation app delegate, import Google Maps, right? And in the application did finish launching with options. Here on the first line, write GMS services provide API key. Here add your API key that you have created, right? Now if I run my project, you will get an error. React Native Maps Air Google Maps directory must be added to your Xcode project to support Google Maps on iOS. So let's resolve this error. Now to resolve this error, navigate to project directory. Here we have node modules. Go to node modules. Now search for React Native. Okay, we have React Native Maps. Okay, what's the error is about? Air Google Maps, right? So go to React Native Maps, then go to library, iOS. Here we have Air Google Maps, right? So now we need to add this Air Google Maps into our Xcode project. So go to Xcode project. Now copy this, move this folder into the Xcode project. Here, uh, don't check this copy items if needed. Select create groups and add two targets into your project, right? Make sure you have selected these, then click finish. Now if I run my project, I will see this error again. So to resolve this, stop the server, right? Then start the server for iOS again. So React Native, run iOS. Okay, now I need to, okay, ls, okay, I need to go to, okay, here, that's the React Native directory. So npx React Native run iOS, it will start my project again. So let's wait for a few minutes here. Our server getting stalled. Server is getting started. So let's wait. Okay, we got the error again. So since the error was not fixed, I forgot to do one thing. So go to the maps tutorial here, select this, then select build settings of for the targets, right? Then make sure you have selected all and combines. Here search for micro processing. Okay, here you need to search for pre-processor, right? The preprocessor macros. Here you need to add, open, double click on this. It will open and pop up. Here select add, have, then right, have Google Maps equals 1, right? And then same for the release. Add have Google Maps equals 1. I think it should work now. So let's run the project again. Get the same error. Okay. Okay, now go to terminal. Here write rm minus rf pods. Okay, so we need to navigate to the iOS directory. So cd iOS. Here write rm dash rf into pods. It will remove the pod folders and pod files. Now install the pods. All the pods getting installed and refreshed. So let's wait, right? Then stop this server again. Okay, now cd, go to the React Native directory. Here npx React Native run dash iOS. Let's hope it should work now. I hope it will work again. Fingers crossed. Okay. It will take a few minutes, I guess. I don't know why it's taking so much time. Sometimes it get very frustrated. Let me get back when it gets run successfully. Still, we are unable to run the iOS project successfully. I don't know what's happening. I will look into it and I will get back to you. After spending like 10 to 15 minutes, I figured out that I have made some typo here. When I was adding have Google Maps, the S was missing. So make sure whenever you add, it should be like have Google Maps, MAPS, right? I forgot to add the S here. Similarly with the release, make sure you have have Google Maps with S, right? Then when you did, don't forget to build your Xcode project, right? Then if I run here, you will see the Google Maps will appear. Uh, One more thing, if the Google Maps does not appear, like the Google Maps only appear with the logo and the maps instead of map, there is some gray background or something like this. Make sure you have enabled the Google Maps SDK uh, into uh, you have enabled the Google Maps SDK from the console of Google console, right? So make sure uh, you have selected proper API key into your Xcode app delegate file, and if still you are getting the error, so make sure you done two things. You have enabled the Google Maps SDK, right? You have added the proper API key into your app delegate. If still the error persists, then close everything like your Xcode, your React Native projects, your terminals, everything. Then open again and run all the commands again. It will run successfully, right? That's what I did. So in our next video, I will try to implement more functionalities from the Google Maps. Like we have the circle functionality, we have the heat maps, uh, we have the custom marker, we have markers. I will look into it and I will update the new tutorials, right? I will add more tutorials about the Google Maps. So stay tuned and keep subscribing UA Studios.